Hey guys, Basil and Will with Grayson Hobby, and it has arrived. Not just ours, but yours too. The T18 Pro is now here and shipping from Grayson Hobby. So in this video, we're going to go high level over the radio. We're going to take it apart. We're also going to show you how it works with a 915 system, because that's the whole big. That's what it is. The biggest 915. Jump, yeah. What is 915? We're going to show you what it is.
We're going to go over the features.
Basically, we're going to read the box.
We're going to read the box.
If you find value in this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, please help support GraysonHobby.com. Every little purchase helps. Either a pack of props, jumper radio, pack of glue,
half the store,
or our case of palette of the T18. We have all the parts, the switches, the ribbons, the batteries, etc. All at GraysonHobby.com/jumper. So when you get the radio out of the box, it's ready to go, except one small thing.
The SD card still sucks. Just straight up, guys, go to your local Walmart. Go get a 16 gig.
We'll put
SD card.
a link below to the one we got on Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon, Walmart, wherever a closest place is. Get a class 10 16 gig. Don't go buy a terabyte. Don't go buy a 256 gig. Don't even waste your money on a 32. Just get a little cheap 16 gig. They're literally
$5
to $6.
Yes. It will save you a lot of heartache in the end.
Yeah.
Trust us.
Yeah, because you don't want a corrupt SD card down the road and all your models disappear, stuff like that. And
ready?
Let's do it. So we have the T18 right here. We're gonna open this bad boy up. Bam. Jumper. T18. Comes in a really nice little case. So we got a neck strap here. This is the base one. It's not a heavy duty one. It's just a basic one that comes with it. You could always buy a heavy duty one if you wanted to. Screen protector is not installed. They have a film for shipping when they manufacture it, but the actual screen protector is not installed from the factory, so you can do it yourself. You need a USB-C to USB-A cord with a little foam backing thing, keep the battery from rattling around in there. Why they don't just put that on, I'm not sure. The extra gimbal parts, springs, stuff like that. There's that. And then more springs. So on the case, you can actually see it's form fit to the jumper, which is nice. It's got this little bump right here that keeps it from flopping around and putting pressure on any of the gimbals and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. Granted, I'm guessing if you crush this with run it over the car, it's still not going to save it, but at least it's better than nothing.
Yes.
It's better than the foam that came with the old one or the plastic that came with the SE. Okay. All right, so first things first, you'll notice if you try to just turn on the radio out of the box, guess what? It doesn't turn on. That is because there's no batteries with the Jumper T18, just like the T16 batteries are not included. So, with that being said, you pop open the hatch here. You got, pull this out. It is a 2-cell balance plug, so you can either use like a LIPO battery, like the GMB 3000 here, or two 18650s. All right, so I'm gonna put the 18650s in this guy.
Which side goes down?
Well, it says this side up, so I'm guessing the side that says nothing is the one that goes down.
Yep, and then
I'm looking here. I just want to see. Does it pinch that? No, it doesn't. Okay, so
you know, I know this one. You don't have to worry about the wires being pinched because the cavity is bigger. Because the T16, the wires.
It's a little deeper, but still, I don't know. I mean,
for some reason, I always saw the T16 pop it up.
But if you don't put the foam in. So this, I'm not going to stick it down, I'm just going to drop it in there, but you stick it on either the back plate or the battery case.
No shaky.
Ah, it's the buttons. It's a hatch. Yeah, it's this part. Yeah, that's
okay.
I was like, what's going on inside of this? Yeah. One really cool thing on the T18 that you'll notice when you turn the sucker on in low light conditions.
Welcome to
lights up like a Christmas tree. Honestly, when I first got it, I was like, I wonder why they forgot to screen print all the letters on it. I had no idea. I turn it on and this thing lights up. It was awesome.
That's pretty cool. All right, so that's pretty cool.
All right, so turning on with one button, if that's what you want to do. If you know, two buttons.
I've heard from Jumper, turning it off with both buttons turns it off quicker.
It's like an instant off, yeah. Because if I like push and hold is your standard.
Well, let's count. Let's do one button.
All right, ready?
Ready.
1, 1000, 2, 1000, 3, 1000. Okay.
Okay, so turn it on.
So let's turn it back on.
Welcome to OpenTX.
And now with 2. Wow, instant. So
I don't know if I'm crazy about that feature, to be honest with you.
But it's a feature nonetheless.
Because what if you're flying and both thumbs happen to go there?
For a whole second.
I mean, I just turned on the radio.
It's like that. All right, so that's a feature.
That would be the whole new meaning of fat fingering something, right?
Turning it off.
But the radio, you can see, I mean, the backlit display is just so cool. I can't get over that. I really do like that. Is like probably the best thing they did, honestly. If
you're looking for buttons, I know a lot of people asked if these were 3-way and these are momentary.
You still got the same momentary on the side, and the 3 positions, and the 2 position, 3 position, I think the only 2 positions this one, and everything else is 3. Yeah.
Okay.
And then this is a momentary.
If you know anything about the T16, you know the one flaw. The flaw is
The ribbon cables.
the ribbon cables.
And now, here's the thing. Some people have no issues. Some people have issues.
I have one of the original batches of the T16 before the gimbals were installed, before the the external module. I've had 0 problems with mine. I've taken my stupid case off 100 times because
We've taken it apart so many times for
the videos and stuff like that. Well, maybe because I keep resetting, but I've had 0 problems.
I have actually had 1.
Okay.
I have had 1 issue, and that was the SF switch. Did not work for me, but I happened to drop my case out of my car.
So all right, let's take out one of these.
So the ribbon connectors, you'll see, or the lack of ribbon connectors is now a plug. These are like a Molex or JST brand plugs that you'll see, like a RXSR receivers and stuff like that. Similar style plug. And that's on all the switches and rollers and all that. So you don't have any ribbon cables at the top part. Any of the major switches and roller wheels, gimbals, etc. are all wires. The only ribbon really still on this is the LCD screen, which that's just going to be like that. Yeah.
Like everything has balancing. Let's talk about that guy right there.
Yeah, the balance. Okay, so the neck strap is different. It still balances pretty well in the center, but depending on, like if you do a LIPO or 18650s, the weight might shift a little bit. So they gave you a little bit of adjustment room. I'm guessing they probably put a certain amount of weight in there to see what it would balance at, and then kind of guessed from there because they did shift it over.
Let's plug it in and see what happens.
So with 2 18650s,
balance is right in the middle. Almost,
right in the middle.
Right, and then let's change it. Let's see if you like to have a little angle to it. How does that work? There you go.
Yeah, so I mean, it kind of changes the way, I guess. So preference for how it balances on it, and if you got a heavier battery, obviously you go lower. Lighter battery would be higher.
Okay, that's why there's 3 different holes there.
Yeah, so it gives a little bit of range there.
All right, talk about the elephant in the room with Jumper T18 Pro and the regular and the Lite. What's the big elephant in the room?
What is the big elephant? The touchscreen?
Or lack of touchscreen.
The lack of touchscreen, that is correct.
So, I don't know, a month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever it was, when Jumper first kind of sneaked or let this out that they're having a touchscreen, it took the FPV community and everybody else by like, oh my gosh, touchscreen.
Yeah, it's another bell and whistle.
Yes, which I don't know if it's necessary or not. But come to find out, it was in the specs. The specs are changing almost daily. If you go on their website, they're adding the case, taking the case away, adding the gimbal, taking the gimbal away, blah, 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 blah. Fast forward to delivery time, and we don't have a touchscreen. What happened?
Yeah, so basically, OpenTX doesn't have the ability to do anything with the touchscreen right now. So Jumper decided to ditch the touchscreen. However, it will be a future upgrade once OpenTX actually starts being able to use it. We're talking late 2020 before it's even possible for that. And that's only an estimate. So,
yes.
And if it hasn't been done before, I have a feeling the touchscreen is going to be really like,
Yeah.
Like think of like really cheap tablets and stuff where you push this side and this side's what goes. But I don't know. It's going to be an early development for them. So I think that's going to be for the guys that want to upgrade or hop on the bandwagon of something new. Then that will be there for it.
Yeah.
But Jumper decided to leave it out. I don't know if maybe it makes the touchscreen's not as reliable. Or...
Yeah, I mean, let's say if you got a new radio and a new technology and it hasn't been proven yet in anything, it's not a good combination to release your flagship model. That's
yeah,
for sure.
So maybe they want to go to the drawing board and test it more. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not Jumper on that one.
But to answer your questions, no, it does not have a touchscreen. Touchscreen for OpenTX as of June 2020 will not be supported from OpenTX. At least the last I read, it was October of 2020. So that's 5 months away. And we all know in the world of technology,
that's forever.
That could be really 5 months, or with software development, it could be 10 months. So we don't know. All right. So the biggest feature of the T18 regular and the Pro is...
So what we have here is the remnants of an R9 receiver. This is flashed with the ACCST Flex firmware. If you don't have the Flex firmware,
flash it.
You need to flash it, otherwise it will not work. It will start twitching and stuff like that. It won't work properly with the T18.
So those you don't know, or this came off my airplane, so that's why there's the antennas, because they're still in my airplane.
It'll work without antennas. We're obviously not going to get any range, but we're not flying a plane, so
this is the 915 megahertz receiver. Everybody's asked about this. Yeah. So basically, this is an airplane version. They have a quad version, right? Or
yeah,
a
they got drone one, S
whatever you
plus
call it.
one, yeah.
That's just easier for us to see. Okay.
So just for visual representation here, I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy in bind mode. So we're gonna
so you're gonna put that receiver
in bind mode.
Hold the button in.
I'm in R9 915.
Wait, let's get your screen here.
Sorry, 950 megahertz on the internal module R9.
Wait, let's go. Not FrSky R9 915 megahertz. This is at 2.4. Okay.
Yeah.
Hit and bind. Binding.
And it doesn't give a status, but I'm not sure if that's from the R9. I'm not very familiar with the R9 myself, so
yeah, I just use it and then that's it. Okay.
So we're gonna go ahead and just cancel the bind, and then, well, actually, green light does show that it finished flashing. So got lights on. We have it bound. We have a green light. We got a green status light. So I don't know if you can see that in there.
Hold on, let me get the green status light. Yep, there it is. Green. Well, now okay.
So we have the servos.
Wait a minute. How do we know someone else is not doing it? There's no one else here. What's the catch with the 915?
The one thing on the 915, as of the pre-production sample that we received, they are working on it for the MultiModule guys. The telemetry and the RSSI doesn't work, and I believe the failsafe doesn't work either.
But that's no hit on the hardware. It's more of
a software thing, and this is the same thing when the T16 came out, which really pushed the 4-in-1 module. There was several updates, especially for Spectrum, that fixed a lot of bugs and all that. So guys, if you're jumping in the T18 for the 900 megahertz or T18 in general, I would expect anyone buying in the first couple months of this, plan on looking and checking on multimodule.org. And looking for updates every so often, because you will probably want to update the module. At least there'll probably be 2 or 3 updates before everything's pretty rock solid.
And it always updates. So. The other elephant in the room. We have lots of elephants.
Yeah, apparently there's a circus over here.
And here's the monkey.
Ouch!
It will not charge via USB-C.
Yes. Okay. So
that one kind of hurts right here, but
I think they did that for a reason. People were using. Jumper didn't realize that there's high voltage, high USB-C ports and all that out there. There's a lot of chargers out there that will do 5, 9, and 12 volt.
Okay.
Well, guess what? 12 volt fries it. 9 volt fries it. 5 volt doesn't fry it unless you use a high current one. Then it fries it. Okay. So basically, in order to make the radio overall more reliable, they decided to ditch the built-in charger. Now, realistically, if you're talking a 3,000 milliamp LIPO or 18650, a half amp charge rate is that's going to take a really long time to charge.
I just take my battery and put it in the charger.
Yeah, and you're not supposed to leave your batteries unattended, kind of thing. So it's one of those things. It's better. It was better to charge the radio or the battery initially and then top it off through the USB. But for the most part, the battery life on these things are pretty good. So they kind of just nixed it for reliability.
Yes, which makes sense, because if what video we did on how to upgrade the T16 to the USB-C, we had no problems. Then we look at the comments, everybody's using Apple cords, using.
Oh yeah,
I was like, well, I didn't even know Apple made a USB-C.
There was cords that came up and chargers that came up that I had never even heard of.
So and I know why you just cannot support everything. Well, anyways,
it's not standardized enough. I think.
Yes. Okay.
The end of that.
Drum roll, please.
And I don't want to pull it too much because that antenna is still attached. Ooh, yeah. So we got to be careful taking this thing apart.
Did you break it already?
No, I didn't break it, but I'm trying to think, is it double-sided taped? I don't see any kind of mounting plate.
So when you take this apart, if you have to repair it, you have to
so we're just going to rotate this to the side for now. Unfortunately, I gave it at least enough wire. I mean, that's nice. All right. One thing I want to look at is the actual roller wheel board. I want to go ahead and pop this off because this is a common part that's changed on the T16 and all that, but I want to pull this off and I want to see if they changed anything on like the sensor or anything like that, the actual circuit.
Well, let's before you dig down in the details.
I'm digging into this. Hold on.
Well,
I already got it mostly done.
Okay.
Let me do this. Let me break it before we use it.
So what are you taking off? I thought we were going to go over the no ribbons or lack of ribbons.
Yeah, well, hold on. The first thing I want to do is check this. Okay, so the roller wheel assembly, it's still the same, looks like that. This is what I really want to see. Are they using the same? This is Alp sensor. Yeah, oh, the screwdriver in there. Yeah, no, it's the same. So this is the same as the updated roller wheel sensor and all that from the T16. So they didn't further change that, because a lot of people have been speculating that the T18 was nothing but a bunch of changes for like electronic quality and all that. And let me get this. This is the Pro model, and the reason you can tell it's the Pro model is because of the sensors on here. This is using the Futaba, quote unquote, style sensors here. They're not the Hall effect. They're a different type of sensor, like RD9 or whatever they are off the top of my head. I forgot what it is. As soon as you say the word Futaba, I quit listening, to be honest. No offense to the 5 people still using Futaba out there.
So let's clarify. Only this part.
The sensor itself has been changed. Gimbal itself, for the most part, is the same. It's not a CNC aluminum anything. It's literally 2 sensor modules that have been changed. Obviously, we got the JP 5-in-1. It says it right there.
So now you're taking that apart. So
we're gonna remove the 5-in-1 module because I haven't heard of anybody taking these things apart and potentially breaking them already. So let's do it first. Okay, so this definitely tells us 915 megahertz module is soldered here. The antenna for that is the gray one going to the top. Keep in mind, the antenna right here on top is only for 915 megahertz. The 2.4 antenna is internal that you'll see in the video.
Wait a minute. So my internal antenna is inside. That obviously means I'm going to get less range.
No.
Why not? Explain. Enlighten me.
It's a panel antenna. It's the same style antenna they used in like the X lights and all that, and they determined the range was every bit as good as an external antenna. So
the proven X light is made by FrSky.
Yeah, and they've used the panel antennas on the X8Rs and all that in the past. Other guys have actually modded. If you go in the T16 forum groups and all that, guys have already been using this little panel antenna in the T16s, modded them for that to get away from the antenna. So it's already been out there.
This just kind of gives you that false sense of security. This antenna that's sticking up gives you more range, but in reality it does not, because a lot of the receivers from Spectrum don't have any kind of external antenna. Everything's kind of being built in because I guess the technology and the frequency have kind of come.
If it works, it works, and I want to do a range test on that one. We're trying to figure out a good way to do something that's going to be pretty simple yet easy to show you guys.
Yeah.
Because that's actually one thing. I was kind of like, I wish it had a rubber ducky on the top too. I get that. I get that.
I just feels like to me it's I have an external antenna. I'm gonna fly further.
Yeah, I mean,
and maybe totally false, but hey, I've been doing this forever. I guess you kind of go back to the old 72 megahertz antennas that you pulled that was 6 feet. You would think that gets you forever range, but
touch the moon.
That doesn't get you any range. So
realizes 915 megahertz is not a fad. It's kind of here to stay now in the industry, especially with FPV and all that for long range.
And so for you guys to know, Crossfire is on 915 megahertz.
Yeah, but it doesn't buy one.
But right, but that's what long range is. All right, forget it.